Hi everyone, this is a short video of the grammar from Interchange 3, Unit 11. The topic is time clauses. So this is part of the Diplomado Intensivo de Inglés para Docentes of the Instituto Superior de Formación Docente, Salome Ureña. Once said that, let me introduce myself. My name is Janira Suero. I'm a teacher at Urania Montas Center in San Juan de la Maguana, and this is my email address in case you have any questions or comments about the video. Let's start with it. First, let's take a look at some facts about clauses. A clause is a unit of grammatical organization next below the sentence in rank. This is first are sentences, then clauses. A sentence can be compounded by 1, 2, 3, or more clauses. Let's take a look at this example. After I moved along, I learned to do housework. Well, in this case, the first clause is the time clause. It expresses a time that an event happened. The second is the main clause. Now, why? Why this is a main clause? This is because this clause is independent. It has meaning by itself. It has a complete thought, so it can stand alone. Look, if we take out the time clause and we stay with the main clause, this is a complete thought. But if we do the opposite and we get after I moved along, it doesn't have a complete thought. The next fact is that a clause always consists of a subject and a verb. So in our example, after I moved along, I learned to do housework. We have as a subject the I in each of the clauses, and as verbs, moved and learned. Another fact is that the main clause can start the sentence and vice versa. So we can switch the positions of the clause and the meaning will remain the same. If we do this, we change the position. Now we have the same sentence with the switched clauses, but it means the same. What we have to drop is to drop the comma, because we don't need to separate the clauses with comma when the main clause starts the sentence. Another fact is that time clauses are usually created with conjunctions or time phrases. These offer information about the time that an event happened. Look at our main clause from our example. I learned to do housework. When? It can be before. Before I moved along, I learned to do housework. Or I learned to do housework before I moved along. Another time that we can express that is at the moment, right now, or immediately after, just like in the examples here of these conjunctions or time phrases: the moment, once, as soon as, or by the time. And these conjunctions after and until express that the event was done later. Now, another fact is that they express sequence before and after, express sequence that event happened. Another thing that they express, as I said before, is at the same time. The moment is a particular point of time when two events happen together. Once is one event happens and another event happens soon afterward, immediately. Is the same as soon as. In the case of by the time and until, they express also sequence, but in this case is common usually that the past perfect is present in the main clause, as you can see in this example in color red. By the time I moved along, I had already learned to do housework. Until I moved along, I hadn't learned to do housework. This is another fact or a thing that is common in the clauses with the conjunction until, is usually that we use negative in the main clause, like you see in the example. Now let's see more examples. Here we have: before I started school, I was carefree. I used to watch TV all day. After I learned how to drive, I became more independent. The moment I earned my own money, I opened a bank account. Once I started learning English, I quit studying other languages. As soon as I got my driver's license, my parents let me drive everywhere. Until I had an accident, I had been an irresponsible driver. By the time I was 3 years old, I had already learned two languages. Notice that in example of until, as I said before, you can use negative. Until I had an accident, I hadn't been an responsible driver in this case. Now let's take a look at this exercise that you can do by pausing this video. Take a look at these time clauses on the right, and then you match it with the main clauses on the left. Pause the video, read, and think about what is the match of each of them. These are the answers. I hope that you got them all correctly. Well, thanks for watching this video. I hope that once you watch this video, you have learned about time clauses.